want to start this video by saying no hard feelings. I've always been a fan of Royal Armories, still am, but I wasn't expecting the first correspondence I'd received from them to be a cease and desist. Maybe the second or third, but not the first. So why did Royal Armories threaten to sue me, James Reeves, and what does that have to do with a high-profile murder? On December 4, 2024, Luigi Mangione allegedly murdered Brian Thompson, the alleged CEO of alleged UnitedHealthcare, because they only allegedly provided insurance coverage. The surveillance footage of this incident got millions of views for obvious reasons. In the video, the shooter can be seen firing a suppressed pistol that he manually racks after each shot. Now, despite the fact that I took to Twitter to try to tell everyone this is not an integrally suppressed bolt-action pistol, that didn't stop mainstream media from incorrectly identifying the gun used as the B&T Station 6.
What is this gun with this enormous silencer? And they examined it closely. It's a blurry shot. But they also looked at the way he was manipulating the weapon, and they said, you know, that looks like the B&T VP9.
Indeed, I have years of hands-on experience with the wonderful Station 6, including its predecessor, the VP9. I own a Station 6. Many people incorrectly believe that the Station 6 is just a renamed VP9. They're actually two similar pistols with some not insignificant differences. Not going to go into it in this video. We've already gone a little bit further down this road than I wanted to, but I'll try to remember to post a link to the video where I discuss the VP9 versus the Station 6 in detail. The Station 6 is understandably sexy to mainstream media because it's designed to be more or less a spy gun.
If this is a specialized weapon that's used on a farm, it wouldn't need to be automatically able to fire after each round. That would lead one to believe that there may be some nexus to rural areas of the country.
The quietest 9mm pistol you can shoot with no action noise and a hefty suppressor using airtight internal wipes. Very sexy to think that that's what the shooter used.
The idea, first of all, on this gun is interesting. The idea that it could be a veterinary or a gun that veterinarians use.
I noticed that after this news came out, the Station 6 video got a huge uptick in views overnight, and I wasn't the only one who noticed. Royal Armories noticed it too. But why does that matter? Because back in 2016, our very own Miles Vining got permission from Royal Armories to use one of their well rod pistols in a video he made about the well rod. The well rod, undoubtedly the inspiration for the Station 6. It's an integrally suppressed clandestine pistol. In that video, we included footage, and frankly, I don't know if Miles took the footage himself or it was something Royal Armories filmed for him and provided to us. I don't know, but either way, their branding was all over the screen, and Royal Armories apparently didn't like that very much. But here's the thing. We had permission to use it from Royal Armories back in 2016. So I was taken off guard when I received a cease and desist letter demanding we remove that video within 24 hours or we were going to face a lawsuit. Now, I want to pause here because I know the letter is going to irritate some of you. I want you to know that, if anything, I'm making this video to explain to you, the viewer, and to Royal Armories, I didn't take this personally at all. The only thing that irritated me was how I got this letter. It was through Matt Moss, one of our England-based editors. No one reached out or even tried to reach out to me directly to discuss this informally before I got the letter. This is something I could have patched up in no time. No problem. As most of you know, I'm a practicing lawyer in 3 states and in 3 federal circuits. I send and receive letters like this all the time. It was obvious to me that basically someone at Royal Armories got riled up about their branding being splashed all over YouTube and associated with an assassination. They probably opened their last cease and desist letter template, hit Control F, Control V, TFB TV, James Reeves sends it my way. Nothing personal, everything good with Royal Armories. Let's get back to the actual legal merit though, because I think you all, especially content creators out there, might find the analysis useful. The key issue here revolves around IP rights, intellectual property, specifically copyright, and the revocation of permission. So let's break it down. 2016, we get permission from Royal Armories to use the well rod footage in our 2017 video. Once permission's granted, it generally cannot be revoked for works already created and published based on that permission. This is especially true for implied licenses, where there's no explicit condition attached to the use of the footage, such as you can only use this footage for this video, or you can only use this footage for a certain period of time. In other words, if we had permission to use the footage in 2016, 2017, that permission was still valid at the time the Station 6 video was created in 2022. Copyright law doesn't allow the rights holder to retroactively revoke permission for something already published in 2024, apply that to past use that was legal when it occurred. Think about like granting someone a license. Yeah, you can use my song in your movie. The movie comes out, it goes to theaters, it's super popular, and they're like, you know what, I changed my mind, you can't use it, delete the movie. Once it's published, it's published. However, Royal Armories could argue that the context of the footage's use changed. We used the footage in a video about the well rod, but 5 years later, used that footage in a video about the Station 6. With the video gaining traction due to the unrelated Manhattan shooting, they may feel their association with the content or with a gun incorrectly identified by the media as related to the crime damages the Royal Armories brand. This kind of argument falls more under trademark than copyright, but it's still worth discussing. I should also tell you, I don't specialize in IP, but I do have to do some light intellectual property work for client businesses, so I might be making some shit up. But the gist is, I'm virtually positive that a court would almost certainly find that our well rod video from 2017, the Station 6 video from 2022, were uses authorized by license and would remain protected even after that permission was withdrawn in 2024. That said, I still complied to avoid getting sued and out of respect for Royal Armories. I got on Wikimedia Commons, I replaced the well rod footage with some Creative Commons photos of the well rod. Fortunately, we didn't lose too much traffic while the video was down, and we managed to still pull about 200,000 views on the re-uploaded video, which is pretty good for a re-upload, especially considering all the links to the original video are now dead. Unfortunately, this means we'll miss out on some of the traffic, not to mention the hassle of scrambling to comply with a 24-hour demand. Even if I didn't think Royal Armories had much of a lawsuit, people don't realize what a massive, massive pain in the ass it is to get sued even when you're right. It's just better to avoid it. To Royal Armories' credit, they later posted an apology on their YouTube channel. They sent me several apologetic emails about the letter, including one from Jonathan Ferguson personally. I was a little starstruck. I thought this was very classy of them. Like I said, I wasn't even that upset about it to begin with. In the legal world, though, it's generally considered unprofessional to send a formal demand or a threat. You need to comply in 24 hours or I'm going to sue you, with at least reaching out to the person first informally. A quick phone call with me or my team could have resolved this in minutes, but that's more on their lawyers than it is on Royal Armories, so don't be upset at them. If I were an attorney dealing with this, I would have said, I don't know, have you called him? But then again, you can't bill 1.6 hours for a cease and desist if your client resolves the issue himself. So lawyer's gonna lawyer, what you gonna do? That said, I have no ill will at all towards Royal Armories. In fact, I noticed my buddy Ian McCollum's over there filming right now. I hope everything goes really well for them. I've always respected Royal Armories as an institution. I think Jonathan Ferguson, one of the classiest, best presenters in the YouTube space, certainly better than my boorish Southern United States of American ass like Newcastle versus Busch Light. The point of this video wasn't to bitch, it was to explain what happened, to give you guys an analysis of this threat in case you ever get one yourselves, and to ask you guys, don't hold a grudge against Royal Armories, probably their lawyer's fault. Who knows, if I play my cards right, I might even get to go to Leeds one day, put on the white gloves. Me and Jonathan chase each other around the museum, pointing Sten guns at each other and our camera guys. Someday, maybe. Have a great weekend, everyone.